when we're asked to sketch quadratics, there is a set of steps to follow. So the first thing we want to find are the intercepts, or rather, first thing we want to find is the y-intercept. The next thing we want to find is the x-intercepts, because the first one is very easy to find. We let x equal 0, we solve for y. This one, we let y equal 0, and it's a little bit more to it. We may have to factorize, we may have to do a few different things. So that's the order in which you do it. Find the y-intercept once, get yourself something, find the x-intercept. Hopefully you will realize that with some of them in the form they're in, you may have the turning point may come from it just by looking at it, how many x-intercepts there is, where they will be, and things like that may come just by looking at the form of what you've got. But they're the steps that you take. You let y, you find the y-intercept, you find the x-intercept, and you go from there. So here, what we're going to do, I'm going to put a heading. I'm going to find the y-intercept. I'm going to say y-int, and I'm going to say let x equal 0. So from there, y equals 0 squared minus 4. So from there, it equals negative 4. So we've got a y-intercept of 0 and negative 4. The next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to say for the x-intercept, let y equal 0. Whoops, I'll do that again. Y equals 0. Now, I always found that confusing, so I'd like to think of it as letting the equation equal 0. So therefore x squared minus 4 equals 0. Okay, so if we've got this, we're going to take this negative 4, we're going to move it over to the other side. So we've got x squared equals 4. And now from there, what is the opposite of squared? Well, square root. So we take the square root of both sides. So then x equals the square root of 4, which is equal to plus or minus 2. So now that we've got that, we can sketch this thing. So I'll draw my axes, and I'll say we've got a y-intercept here at negative 4, x-intercept's at positive negative 2, so it's symmetrical, positive 2, negative 2, positive 2, and I'll go through and I'll sketch through those points. And I'll say we're at negative 2, we're at 2, and then we are at negative 4. If you have to label them with coordinates, you do that. But hopefully that's where you get the idea. I will do another example in the next video, but that's the same steps. Y-intercept, x-intercept, and go from there.